Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sherbil from Oz Arab Media, and today we have a very important conversation. In February 2021, the world watched in disbelief as Myanmar's fragile democracy was upended by a military coup. The democratically elected government was deposed, and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Aung San Suu Kyi was arrested. Since then, she has been sentenced to over 30 years in prison on widely condemned charges and remains detained under harsh conditions in solitary confinement. Reports have emerged over the past year detailing alarming concerns about her health, ranging from severe dental pain and dizziness to untreated chronic conditions. Despite international outcry, Myanmar's military junta has continued to deny her access to proper medical care or even house arrest. Today, we are honored to be joined by Dannian Kim Arundel Aris, the youngest son of Aung San Suu Kyi, who has become a powerful voice advocating for his mother's freedom and well-being. His personal appeals have resonated across the globe as he seeks justice, not just as a son, but as a defender of human rights. We are also joined by Mrs Sophia Sarkis, Mrs Universe Australia Charity Queen, respected Australian community leader and activist who has long championed humanitarian causes and has stood in solidarity with the people. Together, they join us for an exclusive and urgent conversation about Aung San Suu Kyi's health, the ongoing human rights crisis in Myanmar, and what the international community must do now. This is more than an interview, it's a call to action. To our viewers, this interview is live, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments, and we will try to answer them if we can. Kim and Sophia, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Sharon. Thank you so much.
Kim, before we delve deeper into our conversation, can you please briefly run us through what is going on in Myanmar?
Well, Burma has been in a state of civil war for the last almost 5 years now, since the military took over in their illegal coup. The fact is that the people will never accept military rule again. So the only way out of this bloodbath is if the military hands power back to the democratically elected leadership.
All right, and how would you describe your mother's current physical and emotional condition based on what you've been told or what little communication you've received?
Well, I hear very little, as you say, and what little we do hear, it's very hard to verify since nobody has actually been able to see her from outside of the prison. We heard after the earthquake that she may have been injured during the earthquake, and subsequently she may have been moved from the prison since it was so badly damaged. Since then, we have heard that her heart condition has deteriorated. She's been experiencing more pain, and she's had a drop in blood pressure. I understand that she requested a cardiologist be allowed to see her from outside of the prison. I do not know if that was granted. Even if the cardiologist was allowed to see her, I highly doubt he was able to conduct any meaningful investigations such as MRI scans or anything like that. So if this cardiologist did see her, it's unlikely that he would have been able to diagnose her condition.
All right, so that's very bad as it is, especially that we don't know what's going on. The world sees Aung San Suu Kyi as a symbol of democracy and resilience. As her son, what do you want people to know about her that goes on the headline?
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you clearly, Shabba.
No worries, I will repeat that. So I was saying that the world sees Aung San Suu Kyi as a symbol of democracy and resilience. With you as her son, what do you want people to know about her that is beyond the headline, that other people don't know?
Well, my mother's stood for many things over the years, but I think she stands for peace primarily, and justice and freedom. The fact is that she was doing her very best for her country for many, many years. And she spent 15 years under house arrest, and then she brought the country to democracy, along with so many others who have sacrificed their lives over the years. But that democracy was fragile, and the military were ready to take it down at any time if it did not suit them. And it turns out it did not suit them.
What a strong woman. of strong women, Sophia, you've been actively advocating for justice and human rights across various causes. What drew you to support this particular cause, and what do you hope to achieve with this interview?
Sorry, was that for Sophia?
Can you hear us?
Sorry, what were you saying, Cheryl? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
That you've been actively advocating for justice and human rights across various causes. What drew you to support this particular cause, and what do you hope to achieve with this interview?
I think with this interview is we are the minority in Australia. We Burmese community is very, very when we are compared with other community members, we have a little voice that we can reach out to our Australian government. So to have this interview is I have been with the Oz Arab media together that I've done many interviews, and my main idea is to reach out to other community members as especially Oz Arab media has been supporting throughout the military coup and reaching out to any other community area. So with this interview is now the urgency of our leader is critically ill, and we have never been able to locate her, or we don't know what's happening to her. We don't know whether her condition is, as Kim previously spoken, that getting worse and need and seek the medical urgent attention, and not many people being able to speak up about it. And obviously we found out recently. So I wanted to reach out to as many as we could, to other community members, as well as to raise this voice and raise our concern, to bring the awareness and to speak up, and to ask and involve all the Australian, not only Australian leaders, I think around the whole world, global international leader, as well as all the community people together to ask and demand for her immediate release and free from prison, because she's at the age of 80 years of age, that what she's been going through, and she's been detained for more than 4 years, is not right. It's actually against violence, against the violation of the human rights. So we are asking and we demand that she needs to be released, to get a proper help, to get a medical proper checkup, and justice needs to be served. Yes.
Of course. Thank you, Sophia. Kim, there have been conflicting reports from Myanmar's military government about your mother's health, including suggestions that she has been moved to house arrest. Can you clarify what is true and what remains hidden?
I'm afraid I can't clarify anything, since this is all hidden from me. The fact is, the military has spread many rumours over the years. None of them have proved true. They have said that she's been moved to house arrest on a number of occasions. Every time it has proved false. So I don't trust anything that comes out of the military these days.
Right. Do you believe international bodies such as the United Nations or ASEAN have done enough to pressure the junta for her release and the broader restoration of democracy in Myanmar?
No, I don't. They pay lip service to saying the right thing, but they aren't actually applying meaningful pressure. Otherwise, we would have seen results.
What do you think? What else do you think they can do? What is within their power that they can do?
The fact is, they put in place sanctions and what have you, but they still allow countries to deal with Burma under the table. So weapons and aviation fuel are still flowing to this military, who are causing uncountless humanitarian atrocities on a daily basis, and people allow this to happen.
All right, Sophia, from an Australian perspective, what do you believe countries like Australia can play in supporting Aung San Suu Kyi and pressuring Myanmar's military regime?
I agree with Kim. The Australian government should join other international leaders to sanction, put more stronger sanction, that we need to, stop supplying the fuel and supplying the weapon, And these are the two main things that the military is still pressuring people, killing people. And we are, we are doing as much as we can to help our people within our own community to doing the fundraising, to supporting our people. And we also need a lot of medical aid and funding that getting through directly to our people instead of going through the military channel. So Australian government should toughen up and, reconsider of take a good look into the Myanmar situation. But more importantly, right now is our leader Aung San Suu Kyi health is a very major concern, and the Australian government should get in touch with the military. Obviously, the Myanmar. I don't even want to name. He's not a leader. He's actually the terrorist, and to get in touch and to demand for immediate release of our leader. At the moment, our Burmese community are very concerned. We have a high concern about our leader, health conditions, and we don't know whereabouts. That as a human being, she really needs medical assistance urgently. And she is our mother and our leader, and she is our elective and legitimate leader of our Myanmar country.
Okay,
and
thank
to
you.
follow what Sophia had to say there, the military are trying to stage elections coming up. And the fact is, without my mother being freed and without all the other political prisoners being freed, those elections are completely meaningless. Nobody will accept them as legitimate. And the military can try and get other countries to support them in this, but the people of Burma itself will not accept those elections.
Thanks, Kim. Following up on that, what message would you like to send directly to the people of Myanmar, especially the youth and activists who continue to risk everything in pursuit of freedom?
I'd like to say, do not be divided by the military. They are very good at doing that. They've been doing it for decades. They will spread rumors about other parties and tell you that, oh, they've been doing this or that. Don't listen to what's been spread. Work together. You might be different, but you can work together. Yeah, and we will see freedom and peace return to Burma. I hope it will be sooner rather than later, and that the bloodshed will stop soon.
Of course, there is always power in unity. Sophia, what would be your message to the people of Myanmar?
My message will be, do not give up. Keep on fighting. And we may look individual, but if we put that individual aside and if we are united, we will win one day for sure. And I just want to send a message to Myanmar, not only Myanmar, to everywhere around the world that don't accept this election. This election is sham, and this election will never be accepted as a legal election. And we are strongly against, and we are not accepting this election. This upcoming future election is not for us. For those people who still want to steal the country from the people, we have leader that chosen by the people who love our leader Aung San Suu Kyi, and we are under her guidance, and we are still fighting for her, and we are not giving up on her and for the country and for the people of Myanmar. So don't give up.
One further thing I would like to say is that whilst it seems like the international community has somewhat abandoned Burma, and when you look at what governments are doing, or the lack of action, I should say, then that may be the case. But in reality, there's many people around the world who are doing everything they can for Burma still. So please do not feel alone. There are people out there who are always helping and who are doing everything they can every day.
Thank you, Kim. So for people watching this and want to take action, whether politically or personally, what are the most meaningful steps that they can take right now?
Right now, spreading awareness is fundamental. After that, humanitarian aid is desperately needed.
Of course. Lastly, what does hope look like for you? Do you believe there is a real path forward to securing your mother's freedom and more broadly restoring democracy in Myanmar?
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you again.
That's all right. It's the internet. I'll repeat. What does hope look like for you? And do you believe that there is a real path forward to securing your mother's freedom and more broadly restoring democracy in Myanmar?
There is always hope, even though at the moment it's hard to have any reason for it. But the fact is, the resistance has actually done incredibly well over these last 5 years. The military are in a worse position than they have been ever, quite frankly. Under Min Aung Hlaing's leadership, they are failing. He is not a good leader. And so I do hold out hope that the military will take him down themselves, because they will realize that he is not the person for the job. Okay? And Burma will see a bright future. It was the youngest democracy the world has seen. And that will return.
Hopefully. Sophia, what does hope look like for you when it comes to Myanmar?
I do have a hope that, you know, we have to keep praying for our leader to be healthy, so she can come out of the prison with a good health condition to lead our country again. But with regards to the military, Shabul, I want to add and highlight a few things that we no longer see as a military or army, because in every nation and in every country, the military and army is supposed to protect the people of the country. But this is a so-called cowardly, a group of animals gone wild under the influence and under the drugs of killing its own people. And recently I discovered a video of raping, you know, other people and torturing and killing. It's gone silent through the international that Myanmar news has been gone silent, and not many news channels able to bring or speak up about, because there are many other things and many other issues that going on around the whole world that people have been since to forgotten about what's happened in Myanmar. So answer to that is I do have hope, of course. Why do I keep on fighting every day and day, doing all these fundraising and supporting Myanmar? Because I never give up on our leader. And so as long as she lives and she's healthy, we do have hope that we do believe that she will come out healthy and lead our nation to be again, as once Myanmar was known as a peaceful country, that she will bring back and restore the democracy and restore the peace to the nation. This is my hope and this is my belief. That is the reason that I am still fighting for Myanmar, and I'm still speaking up on wherever I get the chance and whenever I get the occasionally being invited to any event, that I am happy and I'm so proud to be called as Myanmar myself, as to speak up about my country situation, to bring as many as help that I could to use to bring awareness about Myanmar.
Thank you, Sophia. Is there anything?
Isabel, I'd just like to add, you know, at the moment around the world, we're seeing the rise of fascist, power-hungry men trying to take over. And Burma is only one example, unfortunately. But the fact is, Burma will see democracy restored. And it's actually one of the situations where I can see that happening sooner rather than later. It's not as complex a situation as some, even though it is a highly complex situation. There will be a resolution to it sooner rather than later. And I think that can give the rest of the world hope that the other conflicts around the world can be resolved also.
Thank you, Kim. Is there anything else either of you would like to add before we conclude? Or if you would like to give a message in Burmese, please feel free to do that.
I'm afraid I don't speak Burmese, which is both a blessing and a curse.
No worries.
I,
Sophia,
I
would you
will.
like?
I will speak in Burmese a few words. Tomorrow, Myanmar Muri Alonga, a mesu, a miazo Jama Bazi, a mesu, a miazo Lumia Bazi, no, Nesine Mia, a mesu Dago, Sudawini Bare, a mesu ye, Dale, Da Kim Netgua. Tomorrow, Myanmar Tazuri Alonga, a mesu Jamai Dago, sewing Vani Javare, Ditago, tomorrow Along Masilong do silong mudu masilong de yari alo silong ao a golo ni nyup one voice ne atudu amezu amyazo lumya pho atwat ko tachha community ne pubang bi do taungso ja pho ko chama ga di Aus Arab mediaကနေပြီးတော့အကြံပြုချင်ပါတယ်ဒါကျမရဲ့ message လေးပါအရေးတော်ပုံအောင်ရမယ် revolution must win this is our symbol of our revolution so can I ask Shabo to put 3 salute fingers to say that our revolution must win?
All right.
Our revolution will win.
That's right. Our revolution will win and going to win.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, as we conclude this deeply moving conversation, we are reminded that behind political headlines are real human lives, and at the heart of this story is a son fighting for his mother and a nation still yearning for freedom. Kim, thank you for your vulnerability, strength, and unrelenting commitment to your mother and the people of Myanmar. And to Mrs. Sophia Sarkis, thank you for amplifying voices that so often go unheard. This is not the end of the story. It is a call to action. To governments, human rights organizations, and everyday citizens, your voice matters. Your pressure matters. Your compassion matters. I am Sharbel Tadros with Aus Arab Media. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Shabo. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Shabo.